Hi, welcome to a complete course in calculus. This is the Teresa. In this section, we'll see some examples involving chain rule and how to find the higher order derivative. Higher order derivative means nothing but the derivative of the derivative. Let's see the first example. The first example says, let's say we have a function f of x equal to 1 over x. So we want to find a formula for the n's derivative. So how do we do that? First, we need to find the first derivative. So I would say, okay, first derivative means limit of the difference quotient. Limit of the difference. We know, right? This is a notation. And by the way, this f prime, I see some people, they're confused. What is exactly this? This is nothing but the same thing. So the derivative of y, which is the dependent variable, with respect to x, which is the independent variable. Or you can use df of x by dx. This means the same thing, the derivative of the function. We are driving. It's just a name. Derivative means we are driving a new function based on the limit of the difference quotient. That's what exactly it means. So these are notations. F, the prime notation, dy by dx, df of x by dx, or you can use d sub x of y, d sub x of f of x, all mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. Okay, so let's find the derivative of this. So what exactly is 1 over x? 1 over x, if you rewrite using the law of exponent, it's x to the power of -1. So if I use power rule, it will be -1 x to the power of -1, which is -1 means just negative, x to the power of -2. Okay, so the first derivative is -1 times x to the power of -2. Okay, so if I have first derivative here, it will be a minus sign, number 1 and -2. Let's see the second derivative. This is called higher derivative. So second derivative means what? The derivative of the first derivative. There's nothing special. Second derivative means what? The derivative of the first derivative. Okay, let's do that. I have minus the negative. Now, -1 times x to the power of -2, the derivative becomes, now I'll keep the -1, -2 x to the power of -2 right? Power rule again. Minus with minus, it's 2 x to the power of what? -3. Now look at what happens. For the first derivative, it was -2. Now we went to -3. It's increasing, right? Okay. How about the third derivative? So third derivative, now you use power rule. It will be 2 times -3 x to the power of -3 - 1, which is, if I pull the minus out, it will be 2 times 3 to the power of -4. Okay, I see the pattern. You see -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. So if I'm looking at the first derivative, it's -2, just negative, but you know the high exponent is 1 more than what the derivative is. If it is 3, you see, if it is 2, it will be 3. If it is 3, it will be 4 with the minus. Okay, now let's see the fourth one. I'm using Roman number 4. So this is, I have -4 times minus, the minus cancels out. So I only have 2, 3 times 4 x to the power of -5. So definitely now, I'm sure you are able to see that the n's derivative becomes x to the power of, you see, if it is 4, it's -5. If it is n, it will be what? Minus of n plus 1. I hope this is clear, right? Because if it is 4, it is 5. If it is 3, it is 4. If it is 2, it's 3. It's 1 more, right? If it is n, it will be n plus 1. And don't forget the minus. That's what basically I did. Now, what exactly I see here? I see 2 times 3 times 4, 2 times 3. Or, you know, in the previous also, you can write it 1 times 2. What exactly these numbers are? We have a notation for this type of products, which is called factorial notation, factorial. factorial notation. So what is factorial notation means? For example, 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 5 factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's what factorial means. So what is n factorial means? N times n minus 1, n minus 2, all the way to 1, multiplying from 1 up to n. That's what factorial means. So here you can see that it is 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, of course, you don't see 1, but you know, it's the same thing. For completion, you can write 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it is 4, it's 4. If it is 3, it is 1, 2, 3. So if it is n, it will be what? N factorial. That will be the numerical coefficient. And now the final part is the sign. You see, for the first derivative, I have minus. For the second, plus. Third, minus. 4, plus. So if it is even number, 2, 4, 6, and so on, it will be positive 1, otherwise it will be negative. So for that, we have what is called an alternating. So I will use negative 1 to the power of n. So what is negative 1 to the power of n? If n is odd number, if n is 1, 3, 5, and so on, it will give you a negative number. If n is even number, 2, 4, 6, it will give you what? A positive number. How do I know? From my history here, right? For 1, 3, 5, I have minuses. That's why I have negative 1 to the power of n. So this is what we call it, the general formula for the nth derivative of f of x equal to 1 over x. Let's see another simple example. It says, given f of x equal to 2 times x to the power of 2x minus e to the power of 2x. So you can do this in 2 ways. One is you can factor out if you want. You can see that e to the 2x is common. So you can factor out that, then you will have what? 2x minus 1. Now, if you want to find the derivative, we have to use what? Product rule. What is the derivative of e to the function? Previous video, I told you that it will be itself extended. This is the general power rule. E to the 2x times the derivative of 2x, which is 2. This is just the derivative of the first piece. Times what? The second. 2x minus 1. Plus e to the 2x times the derivative of the second now, which is 2. So basically what I did is the derivative of this. Keep in mind, when you do the derivative of the first, you have to use chain rule. It should be itself times the derivative of the inner function, which is 2x. That's why I have to times this. Now, if you want to simplify, again, you see e to the 2x is common. E to the 2x is common. So what's left? 2 times 2x minus 1 plus 2. So this is e to the 2x. 2 times 2 is 4x minus 2 plus 2. Okay, now the minus plus cancels out. So what's left? 4x e to the 2x. That will be the derivative. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.